What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of CubReacts, as we jump into another new one. It's been such a busy weekend, I wasn't able to get up to date with everything. However, we are going to jump into the official music video for this one now. Rayvanny alongside Nadia Mukami. It goes by the name Fall in Love. This one just dropped on Rayvanny's new Flowers 2 project. Do go and check out the full project if you haven't already. And if you are new to the channel, please make sure you are hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, all of that good stuff. A massive welcome to all of the new subscribers. It's great to have you here. For those that are new, this is where we basically break down the sonics of international music, which I'm very excited to do. So we're going to be discussing the production value, the vocal performance, the music video itself on a more technical level, what we can do, and a few other bits as well. So there will be a few cuts, there will be a few pauses. That's what we're going to do. But yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy. Let's jump right into this one. Let's go. Guitars already sound gorgeous.
Utamwa mapenzi, sitamani uishi, sitamani ukatike,
very delicate vocal to kick us off.
Deka mapenzi.
I'm liking the approach to this from the jump. Again, we've got these big sort of quite emotive sounding piano chords running through the heart of the mix, and very kind of clicky style drums in there as well. The vocal lines we're hearing so far, again, very, very delicate in the way they've been put together. There's something very enjoyable about this one. Just making sure we're on the full quality for the video. But yeah, in general, it's sounding nice, man. The thing about Rayvanny is he has quite a good range. He's able to explore a few different areas sonically, and whenever he does bring a full-length sort of vocal performance, you're very, very aware of it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this one develops.
Ukitaka nikulishe, na pete nikuvishe, ninawe mpaka kifo. Nimeamua, moyo umekuchagua, hakuna wa kusumbua, mimi ni wako.
Drums are wicked, man. Again, I feel with a tune that is as kind of is laid out in this sort of way, with the delicate vocals, with the kind of emotive piano chords, it's almost too tempting for a producer a lot of the time to use big kind of crunchy drums just to fill up that frequency room. With this, they've kept the drums very minimal. They're very sort of not lo-fi drums, but they're not over-processed. They're very organic sounding. They're softened. They're not really, really hard in the mix down. And it works nicely because it means we're kind of we're slowly kind of lunged into this rather than sort of attacked by the tune. You know, we sort of it's quite easy to kind of take this one in on a more subtle way rather than being kind of forced into listening, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Wicked vocals, man. This is the Rayvanny I like, man. When he starts touching, oh, the back and forth's nice. This is the Rayvanny I like, man. When he starts touching on those higher notes and starts hitting it with the clarity that we know he does, that's when we know we're in for a treat. Again, the guitar lines on this are really clean. The sort of pluck guitar lines running through the middle of the mix down, they're really subtle. You have to genuinely listen out for them if you want to hear what they're doing, but they add a lot of depth and a lot of texture to what's going on. The back and forth sounds great as well. I think both of their vocals match up really nicely. First time listening to Nadia Mukami, I believe, on this channel, but she sounds great, very fitting of the tune. It kind of works on a sonic level, and both of them work very well next to each other as well.
I'm falling in love. Fall in love.
Again, there's a couple of things that are quite typical about this. The central kind of chord progression we're getting in the middle is very, very replicatable. Like, it's a melody we've heard numerous times in regards to the progression. Like, ding, 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 ding. It's just literally like a backwards tick shape. And it's a common chord progression you hear in a lot of sort of Western style pop music as well. But this, they're doing different things with it. I'm liking the back and forth on the vocal. I love the fact they're using a lot of space, and I really love that kind of twitchy synthesizer sound in the middle, kind of going do do dee do. That little kind of that little floating synth in the middle, just adding an extra level of texture in there. Arrangement wise, this is solid. The video is quite nice, man. Again, I'm not entirely sure I don't know if it's my internet playing up or whether it's just not the best upload. The video's only going up to 720 in quality, so I don't know why that is. I'd assumed it'd be a little bit more HD, but again, that's personal preference. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. But yeah, the actual video is quite cool as well. Very subtle in this sort of direction. I mean, there's not really that much to discuss about the video. You know, it's just a nice visual accompaniment to the tune. But again, I'm loving the fact we are getting this constant back and forth between both of the vocalists. It never feels like it's being forced. Again, this is a very natural kind of organic sounding tune. It feels like a tune that was kind of it felt like a very sort of natural flowing studio session. That's the kind of impression I'm getting. It doesn't feel like we have to do this and then we have to do this. It's almost like, well, we'll try this and see where we end up with it. That's the vibe I'm getting off it.
Mapendo huduma umejaliwa. This is the love I have been looking forever, mine. I have been searching, my baby, with you. No, this is the love I've been waiting forever, love.
Again, they both have relatively high-ended vocal lines, so it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool hearing them go back to back with it as well. We know that Rayvanny hits those high notes, and I think what Nadia is adding to this more than anything else is that sense of delicacy. Rayvanny has a higher-ended vocal, but it isn't necessarily a delicate-sounding voice. I feel Nadia's is a lot more precise. It's a lot more delicate in the way that she projects, which isn't a bad thing, by the way. It's a genuinely very, very good thing to have that kind of texture to your vocal tone, and obviously the little kind of twitches of kind of electronic implementation over the vocal in there as well, just giving it that extra kind of dash of sonic color. I really like this studio, whoever studio this is, with a massive screen. That is an enormous screen for where you're sitting. Nice studio. Again, that back and forth is really clean. Again, that sort of sweeping vocal line in the background is adding a lot to proceedings as well. It's almost like a kind of angelic choir, kind of choral approach. Literally just kind of floating around like do. Appreciate that I can't sing, but it's just adding an extra layer of texture. It's only one note in there as well, so it's almost like it almost follows the chord line as well. And it's a chord progression and a melody that we're all very familiar with. We will have heard it in 1,000 different tunes, but on this one, it's the fact that they're kind of using the back and forth of the vocal and the fluctuations from that to kind of give it an extra sense of life. Really nice.
I'm falling in love.
That's the synth I was talking about. That.
Fall in love. I'm falling in love. Fall in love.
It's nice, man. Again, it's a very kind of easy listening style of tune, you know. It doesn't feel like this is a tune you're supposed to go out raving to. This is a tune you have on a playlist and just feel good to. I feel myself closing my eyes. I feel myself kind of drifting away with it. And it's a really nice kind of thing to have. I feel with Rayvanny, he treads that line really nicely between almost too soft between too soft and not soft enough. You know, he very much treads that line really nicely, both with his vocal performance and the instrumentals that he tends to use. And again, I think Nadia's a really wicked addition to that. I think she does a lot in kind of guiding the tune vocally. Guys, how are we feeling about this one? Do let me know in the comments down below if you are a fan of this one. As always, I love to hear your opinions on the tunes. So do let me know down below.
I'm falling in love.
Love that guitar line as well. A little bit of wah-wah on the guitar. If anything, though, I wish they'd have brought the wah-wah on the guitar, which sounds like such a silly thing to say, but it's what the effect is actually called when you kind of get like a wow sort of sound on a guitar line. I'd have preferred if they'd have brought that in a bit earlier, just to add a little bit more direction. Obviously, it's good to have some sort of additional melodic inputs over the course of your outro, but I feel they could have put that in a little bit more, to be honest with you. Again, very nice soft tune. We'll let it run through to the end, and then get to our final breakdown. Even across this outro as well, those little kind of plucked, kind of bubbly sounds are sort of boop, 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 Just adding, again, sense of depth. What I really like about this one in an overall kind of sound is the fact that it's got so much depth. There are so many different little pieces of instrumentation kind of working away and adding extra layers and textures. Really, really nicely done. Again, Rayvanny and Nadia Mukami on this one. Fall in love. I'm a fan of this one. Again, overall, I wasn't blown away by it, but I think it does all the things it needs to do. It ticks all the boxes, you know, and I think this is a very kind of classic sounding Rayvanny original. I think Nadia brings a lot to the table. I think the instrumentation on this is really cool. Again, it's all about texture and kind of sonic color for me on this one, but very much enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it as well, and if you did enjoy this technical analysis and musical breakdown, please make sure you are getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, all of that good stuff, and we shall see you all next time. Peace.
Sounding so good right now. But they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CubCamTV. Stay locked.